All right, here we go. Celtics live post game. We got a dub, a much needed dub against the Pistons, who kind of just pulled our pants down and embarrassed us just a couple nights ago. But Celtics take the win, 122 to 120. Jayson Tatum with, I guess we call it a game winner, right? Like, it's technically a game winner. Still, there's 2 seconds left on the clock. The Pistons didn't get a good look at all. They only had a couple seconds to get it down with no timeouts. But still, Jayson Tatum, I tweeted out, ice in his veins. It was just a good win. I mean, I kind of wanted to go in there and bust up the Pistons, right? If we're being honest, like, I didn't want to see a game where it went all the way down to the wire again and came up to a big shot and big defensive possessions, that type of thing. That shouldn't be how the Celtics, if they're anything like we're saying, that shouldn't be how the Celtics play the Pistons. But it has been. Clearly in these past couple of games, but let's jump into the box score here. I got it up. All right, so looking at the box score here, we'll start with the man that has just been like the best Celtics player this season. If, ands, or buts, no question, whatever I'm trying to say. No question about it. Jaylen Brown, another 30-plus point night, 31 for him. Nothing else much, I guess, 4 assists, 1 rebound. But his just field goal percentage is out of this world. Like 81% from the field, 63 if we round up from 3. Jaylen Brown has been amazing this year, and I think I saw as of like real time he scored the most points in the NBA. Only Bradley Beal was behind him, but Bradley Beal plays tonight. I think they said that on the broadcast, but nonetheless, that was an awesome game from Jaylen Brown just yet again, and he hit that huge 3 when Jayson Tatum had I think had drive in the end off the left, and he dished it out, skip pass over to the wing. Jaylen Brown hit the 3. He kind of hesitated. I was a little worried about it, but nope, made it go. Jayson Tatum, I see in the chat, I think KJ saying 0 free throws for JB and JT. Yeah, that's a little off, but let's stick to the positives first, but then we can talk about how the fact that this we'll talk free throws in a second. But Jayson Tatum, 24 points. You wouldn't like jump and, hoorah at that stat line, especially when Jaylen Brown's dropping 31 out here and 42 in some nights and whatnot. But Jayson Tatum with 12 assists tonight, that's something that I've looked for Tatum, and a lot of you guys have in the chat as well, have looked for a while now, to see Jayson Tatum sort of take that next level. We all know he can score, no duh. Like, obviously they go to him at the end of games too, even with a 31-point Jaylen Brown out there. We know Jayson Tatum's a scorer. We know he can create his own shot. But has he ever been able to, and can he create shots for others? And I think that that's what he's been showing us. It started back in the bubble, I would say. I feel like he averaged, I forget the actual like time frame, but it was within the bubble, like five assists a game, which was, I mean, you take that from Jayson Tatum. But 12 tonight, I think they said it was a career high too. Love to see that, and almost a near triple-double with 8 points. But yeah, let's get to some chat here. What a great just sort of I guess I shouldn't say great, but what a way to actually get a win. You battle with this team, they beat you before, and all of a sudden it's like, here we go again, and then you get an easy game winner. Like, that was the most effortless Jayson Tatum game winner I've probably ever seen. So we'll take that. Like, when Jayson Tatum got to the elbow, he blew by Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin stumbled, and then Jayson Tatum was able to pull up. I was like, I don't have to watch a 49-foot 3-step back 3. I can just watch this one go in, and it did. Let's get to some of the chat here. Sean says, let's start this stream. Put your shirt back on. Speaking of my shirt, Teddy Celtic collection. Let's go. PJ says, I definitely thought Tatum was going to step back 3. Yep. Nate saying, is Romeo hurt? Yeah, I think Romeo just had like hand surgery or something, right? Like, and he's wearing these weird dainty, I guess I shouldn't say dainty, it's probably not PC, but these like gloves that he's wearing on the bench. I think he just had some hand surgery or something like that. I don't know. KJ says, haircut. Yep, I got the haircut. Lo and behold, didn't shower today. It's a Sunday, lazy Sunday, so my hair's a little messy. But I did get the absolute, down to my ankles hair cut off. Jordan says, can we talk about Jaylen still being iced out and only took 5 shots in the second half? It's a good point, because I think, as we've said, how good Jaylen Brown is this year, right? And we've said it over and over and over and over and over again. Every game we're saying this guy's the best player. It is kind of wild that, to start the year, I think he shot like 23 times. Then he had like, I don't know if it was Brooklyn or Indiana, he had like 13 shots. And then another game. It's like, why is it he's still like, now these efficiency numbers are amazing. Like 81% from the floor. I think when he dropped 42, he shot like 72% from the floor. So it's like, these efficiency numbers are incredible when you get to field goal percentage. But why isn't he chucking up? Jayson Tatum shot 22 times tonight. Why isn't Jaylen Brown able to shoot 20 plus times? And he is able to. Like, he gets the ball enough to shoot. I think Jaylen Brown is just like, I don't know if it's this might be the end around answer, sort of beating around the bush here, but is he too like efficient in terms of taking a smart shot that he doesn't take the dumb shot? Like, you look at Tatum's 22 shots, you could probably take away 5 of those, and all of a sudden now he shot 17 times, way more comparable to Jaylen Brown, and those 5 may have been bad looks. So I don't know if that's like a stupid way to do it, because Jaylen Brown definitely has the ball enough to shoot. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, not in terms of getting iced out or at the end of games not getting the shot. Like, he definitely has the opportunity to. It's just when you all of a sudden go and look at the box score, it's kind of like, oh, he only shot 16 times compared to, 20 plus from some other guys. Like, and that's not terrible because he is still the second shooter on the team. It's not like we're having games where Semi Ojeleye shoots 17 times and Jaylen Brown shoots 16. Last year, we actually had that sometimes with Brad Wanamaker. He would shoot like 11 times, and Jaylen Brown had shot like 10 or 11 times, and you have to go into this, or at least I did, have to go in some sort of frenzy in terms of how upsetting that is. But if Jaylen Brown's second in line, I guess we can live with it. Let's see. Stevie P says he didn't shoot a step back 30-footer. Let's go. Guys, that Tatum shot, we all got to get used to it. Not this one tonight. I'm glad that he didn't, but that shot, we're going to see plenty. We are going to see plenty of that step back Tatum shot in his career. He loves that shot. He goes to it clearly. But let me see if I can pull up, because I tweeted out the video. Let me see if I can pull it up for the stream here. Jayson Tatum, ice in his veins. It was just such an easy 3, too. That's what, such an easy shot, too. That's what I liked. I said it on the stream already. The fact that he was able to just say, okay, you know what? Let's do this. But let's see. I hate how Twitter videos are blurry at first, but hopefully by the time the shot goes in, it clears up, because I did record the whole possession. So Tatum gets it. Blake Griffin's covering him, falls down, and it just like, boom, he gets to his spot. You know what I mean? It's like that one we didn't have to wait for the ball in this incredible arc and then bank off the glass and go in. No, it's just an easy ass, let me get to an elbow, let me pull up, and no one's stopping that. Like, Jayson Tatum even held the follow through. He knew it was in. But I am glad it wasn't a step back 3. But I will say, like I already said, guys, we're going to have to get used to that step back 3 as Celtics fans, because it is his go-to shot late in games. Donovan saying clean cut. Yep. Guys, well, I already told you, cat's out of the bag. I didn't shower, so it's not a clean cut. But yeah, I needed to get rid of the hair. Especially, it was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm very much a person that gets a haircut, short. This is actually longer on top than I usually would get it, but I get it short and then grow it out like past where I should be growing it out. I don't know why. I've probably saved so much damn money on haircuts in my life because I get them like once a year. Birkin saying, finally, Brad drew some good plays up. Guys, if you're watching, I want to say this first. If you're watching on Periscope through Twitter, please head over to YouTube. I tweeted out the link. Head over and start watching these streams on YouTube. As of March 31st, so we do have a couple of months. As of March 31st, Periscope and Twitter Live is going to be no more. And we're taking our talents over to YouTube. It's going to be difficult for me, because we've built the platform now on Twitter and on Periscope. But yeah, if you can do me a solid right now, head over to the YouTube link that I just tweeted out and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these post-game streams moving forward. Because, just in a couple of months' time, these Periscope ones, and I know it's super convenient, super damn convenient to join through Twitter, but just in a few months' time, these won't be, you won't be able to join this way. So head over there. I just tweeted it out right now. Let's get to some more comments here. Birkin says, Jaylen almost did not touch the ball the whole fourth. Yeah, I guess, okay, so that takes away, to your point, and to who had said it earlier on, Jordan, if Jaylen's not touching the ball, then, like, it's completely right. Why is he getting iced out? And that's something that we saw Tatum go through last year when he was making that huge offensive leap, right? We saw him all of a sudden just disappear in games. That's the shitty part of it. Like, I admit, like, that's terrible because when Jaylen's dropping 31 on 81% from the floor and he's not getting the ball, then you have, the bone to pick. So it's one of two things. Like I said, he does get the opportunity to shoot more, but if we're talking late in game and he's not getting the ball, then, like, that's wrong. Obviously, he should be getting his touches. You can't really blame anyone but, I guess the system, and then also Jaylen. Like, if I was out there dropping 31, 80% from the floor, I would make in my damn sure I'm touching that ball late in the game. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. But, let's see. Mustafa saying, great game and win, but our defense needs to improve. It will. It's a good test for tomorrow. Back-to-back versus the Raptors. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Did I say Rappers? Raptors. But yeah, I'm excited for that. The one thing I will say, I think the Celtics did have some pretty good defensive possessions late in the game that they didn't have a couple nights ago. Now, they still let up, like, obviously, they let up 120 points to this Pistons team and only won by 2 points, okay? I get that. I really do get that. But at the same time, I do think that they had a couple more defensive showings late in the game. I mean, obviously, you want to blow this team out. You want to beat this team. Like, I thought they were going to win by, like, 20 points. But, if we're trying to pull the glass half positive here. All right, let me pull up Jaylen Brown's box score shot chart, because you guys love when I did that last time. Look at this. Now, does this not scream a guy that can score from anywhere? Can you guys see this? Let's see. I got to make it bigger. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Oh, man, I'm not going to get into the whole rant because I know I did that when we went live last time, but in his 42-point game. But look at this. Jaylen Brown, mid-range, in the restricted area. 3. Like, this guy has completely changed his game. I love looking at that. Like, that might be something we do on stream more often, guys. We check out Jaylen Brown's box score shot chart, because that is crazy, the steps he's taken. Let's see. Slayer 36 says Grant didn't play any minutes. Let's go. Also, Semi didn't entirely suck. No, Semi has been a huge surprise to me this year. Let's see. What is his stat line? Obviously we don't. He shot 7 times, 57%. Like, fine. I know he made a couple threes, right? Yeah, 3 of 6 from 3, 11 points. Like, you take that Semi Ojeleye any day of the week. Sure. Do I love that Semi Ojeleye is a go-to guy off our bench? Maybe not, but I do like the fact that, Brad Stevens isn't just sticking to a rotation. If Brad Stevens was doing what he did a lot last year, Grant Williams would be slated in. Now, we're only a few games into this year still. Grant Williams would be slated into, 15 to 20-plus minutes a night. But at least Brad Stevens going game by game, and when Grant Williams absolutely sucks a you-know-what, Brad Stevens is like, dude, you can suck that you-know-what on the bench because you're not playing next game until you show us a little bit more. So I do like it. I think that the fact that he is, not just sticking to these rotations in stone. I like that. Pablo saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, I guess this is because we weren't able to go live last game. So this is the first stream of the new year. I don't like it that we're, only a handful of games in and we already missed a stream though. That's my bad, guys. JC just says Jaylen has to get more shots. He does. We talked about that too. He should have the ultra green light. Yeah, he should. And I think it's more or less, and this isn't to rag on him, but it might be a him thing where he is taking only taking smart shots right now. I don't know. I mean, obviously he's got to get the ball more, but when you talk, okay, this is the whole thing, and I feel like I was kind of spinning my tires and beating a dead horse on this. There's a difference between, you guys can agree with this, right? There's a difference between getting the ball and taking a shot, right? So if we look at his field goal attempts and he has this compared to, Jayson Tatum who has this, that's way different than Jayson Tatum should be getting the ball more / shooting more, or I don't know. I feel like I've said the same thing over and over again, but I do agree Jaylen Brown should have the ultra green light, but depending on what you're talking about, it's a yes or no answer from me, because if he should be shooting more, I think that's more or less him. Like, he's the one that gets the ball and shoots, but if you make the argument that he should be getting the ball more, then all of a sudden it's a whole systematic scheme thing. Like, yeah, definitely. Nick Loudon, 12 assists from Tatum too. Gotta love that. Nate is saying, guys, I'm loving that we're seeing a lot of YouTube comments in here. Like I said, I'm not beating a dead horse, but please, if you are watching on Periscope right now, head over to YouTube. I tweeted out the link. It will do me a solid because we're trying to get that to be the regular stream place once Periscope closes up shop. In just a couple months. But Nate says, with that being said, I'm happy they're playing Semi over Grant. Yeah, if Semi's going to play better than Grant, then Semi should play over Grant. Now, as stupid and as dumb as that might sound, that's something that Brad Stevens, I feel, in the past has struggled with. He gets into this rotational mindset and sticks to his rotation. But now he's taking each game into account and saying, okay, Semi Ojeleye is playing a lot better than Grant Williams. Who am I going to play? Last year would have been like, well, to start the year for the first 15 games, I said Grant Williams is going to play 15 minutes, so let's go Grant Williams. No, but this year he's like, okay, well, this guy absolutely sucks ass, and this guy's playing well. Let's play him. But the one thing, too, and I feel like people don't realize that, is that how similar those guys can play. Like, everyone's like, oh, Semi Ojeleye is not a big man. Grant Williams is. Well, Grant Williams isn't a big man. He's like 3'11". Semi Ojeleye, isn't a big man, too, by height standards, but they play very similar games, and they don't need them both in the rotation. Let's see. Tony saying no one's watching basketball anymore. I'm watching basketball. A lot of people are watching basketball, Tony. Gear says, I don't mean to be that guy, but Sadiq Bey looks good. Yeah, he's had a good year so far. PJ says, I liked how aggressive Thompson played today. Tristan Thompson's going to be great for this team. So is Jeff Teague. I know he got banged up and he hasn't shown us much since, night one of the preseason. Then also, what was it? Like last game, right? Or no, the first game of the year he showed us something. I know he hasn't shown us much since then, but I think he's going to finally carve out a role and sort of develop himself. Not develop, but you know what I mean, mesh with this team. That's what I'm trying to say here. Let's see. I think we got camera issues here. It's sliding down on me. Oh boy, this could go horribly wrong. All right, you know what? I think we're just going to roll with it. Boom. Stay, doggy, stay. All right, is that good? Yeah. All right. Birkin says, yeah, Jaylen should touch the ball more. He stayed too much on the bench in the fifth. You mean the fourth? That's a bad typo. No fifth quarter. What the heck is this? I just saw the camera dip down, but hey, you guys got to look at this gut. Let's see. Gear says, I wish some of those Pritchard shots fell. Yeah, isn't it funny that Pritchard you love? Like, he still had a couple deflections, looked good, but all of a sudden he starts missing a couple shots, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, he didn't play that well. No, the guy still, he's going in there and not hurting this team, which is exactly what I'm looking for. But I do wish, obviously, I think he went, let me see, I have the box score up still, 2 of 6 from the floor. Like, that's nothing special. He hits a couple more of those shots, especially a couple more of those threes. All of a sudden, we're talking about Pritchard being a beast again tonight, which he's had his fair share of those games. Let's see. Pablo says, good win. We must remember this is all without Kemba. Great point. I mean, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Kemba's going to come back and be really, really good with this team. Everyone's kind of like, oh, does Kemba come off the bench, or does Kemba even mesh with this team? I don't think he comes off the bench. I think he comes back and meshes right away with the starting lineup and takes his team to the next level. But that's just my thought. Nate's saying, Sadiq Bey is great, yet another solid above-average starter or role player out of Villanova. They gave Hart, Bridges, Lowry, Pascal, Spellman, DiVincenzo, and Brunson. Yeah, I feel like that, and that's always, I guess, on a more common than not common basis, sort of a multiple year program too. At least that's just my opinion. I feel like a lot of guys go to Villanova for more than just that that freshman year. And I think, not to take this in an entirely different direction, but Pritchard's an example. I feel like we're starting to see, especially guards that spend more time in college, might look better right away in the pros. Now, that shouldn't be like a jaw-dropping, like opening or just like a breaking news to anyone, but I think it is. Like, I think everyone wants the small forward that's like played one game in college and like couldn't academically be eligible or anything. But I don't know. I think Villanova just strikes me as that sort of system too. You have the guards that play, 3-4 years there, and then they come in, and they're not going to be stars. Like, they're not going to be incredible players. They're not going to be number one draft picks, but they're going to be guys, like you say, sort of, startable players and above average role players. Birkin saying Time Lord was solid. Yeah, Time Lord's going to be great for this team. You can already tell. Like, they're relying on him for 17 minutes a game. Like, I'm just using tonight as an example. 17 minutes, it's crazy. Like, he's going to get more and more minutes as Grant Williams continues to stink. Maybe he won't. But then you're going to, possibly have, and knock on wood, any sort of injury to any sort of big man. The fact that they can go to Time Lord now is what's going to be great for this team, because that's never been the case. We've never had this absolutely athletic freak that we could turn to in a time of need, because he always would hurt you, in the mental game or the defensive positioning and whatnot. This time, I feel like, or this season, I should say, he's finally going to be a guy that they can at least count on and trust and go to whenever they need to go to him, which is not going to hurt them whatsoever. It's going to help them. Let's get to a couple more comments here. Let's see. Jaylen doesn't feel like he's better than last year. He said it himself. It's because of his new responsibility. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's definitely a big, and it's because Hayward's gone. I see you say, Sean. It's Jaylen Brown's like a huge, obviously we all know this, a big mental, intelligent player. He knows that he has to play better, right? So what does he do? Goes and plays better. It's literally like a 2 + 2 = 4 equation for him, which you kind of want that out of Jaylen Brown, and like I've said before too, and I think I tried to say this correctly and it just didn't come out right. Jayson Tatum is going to be that sort of like can go off for 50 points. Literally can go off for 50 points on any given night, but Jaylen Brown is going to be that consistent dose of 20+ points for you. Like, they are two different guys. Even though they're both going off, we shouldn't be shocked if, Jaylen Brown is the more consistent, which he's proven. He's the more consistent player, whereas Jayson Tatum might average more points but might go off, from time to time, where I don't see Jaylen Brown. I know he just had like 42 points in 3 quarters, but I don't see Jaylen Brown as like a potential 50-game scorer every game, whereas I see Jayson Tatum literally could score 50 every game. Stevie says, throw Carson away. He conned his way into the NBA. He did. I don't think you're going to see any of that out of this past draft class, because what Carson Edwards did, now I do think Carson Edwards, I've said it before, would be good on a terrible team. You throw in a guy that's like an electric rhythm shooter, all of a sudden he gets shots up, no one cares. Like, even without COVID, there's no one going to a game at this place, wherever it is, maybe New York. I guess New York, they still get fans, but maybe Sacramento or a team like that. He could be a good NBA player. I think coming to the Celtics, he has no role for him. But what I was saying is that, he went off in March Madness, and everyone's like, oh my God, he dropped like 40 points. I forget what it was. And everyone's like, he's not going to do that again. Next game, he dropped like the same amount of points, and all of a sudden his draft stock went boing. But he did sort of, you look at it that way, he did kind of con himself in the NBA. When Romeo comes back, he will start together with the Jays. Romeo and Time Lord will start around March. I hope so. I mean, I don't see it happening. Like, I do disagree that Romeo's ever going to be a part of this rotation, but that's just based on like what I've seen, and I haven't seen much. So if you feel like you've seen enough out of Romeo to say I think he's going to be a starter, then fine. But I don't agree, because I just don't see it. Like, I don't see them ever needing Romeo Langford. He's just another wing player that hasn't shown much. So unless all of a sudden this hand surgery and he finally gets healthy, then it's like, oh, okay, I see it out of him. Then I can maybe okay, maybe he can be a rotational player, but I'd even start at rotational player, not starter. Nate says, okay, we're going to act like Carson isn't one of the best young scorers in the league when given a shot. Carson is an elite flamethrower when given like 15 minutes, just a poor fit. Okay, I think you probably commented that, and I just didn't see it before I was saying what I said. Yeah, Carson Edwards, just like, you put him, and I don't know why I keep thinking of like the Kings, but you put him on Sacramento, and he could just huck threes all game long, huck pull-ups, and he wouldn't care about missing. He comes in now, and I think he plays nervous for starters, and then when he absolutely bricks his first three because he's nervous, he's not going to make his next one because he's thinking he's like walking on eggshells, Let's see. Robert says he went to the YouTube feed but couldn't see the chat. How do I see the chat on the YouTube feed? I think it's underneath it, or if you're watching on desktop, under the video and to the left, or to the right on desktop. But the chat is on there. We are getting YouTube comments live on the stream right now, so it is working. Nate says you should be able to see it on the stream. There's also a live chat button on the app that you can use to see it. Yeah, I think, everyone that views these streams regularly from Periscope and stuff, I know it sucks, and I know everyone's heard this if you're in the stream right now. You've probably even heard me say it 10 times tonight. It does suck, but I think YouTube probably is a better, we can do a lot more with the streams on YouTube, so the actual streaming system and streaming software is better. I think we're streaming on Twitch right now. We're multi-streaming to different, stream services right now, just while I have a free trial for it, but fairly soon we're just going to be going to YouTube. I do know it sucks for the convenience factor, whereas, these Periscope streams absolutely just, boom, pop up right on your screen. You jump in, no account, no nothing, blah, blah, blah. That's great, but I do think there's going to be more. I think we can take these streams in some degree to the next level with YouTube, and it seems like you guys have liked it so far. It seems like everyone joining, going from Periscope and heading over to the YouTube. Again, I tweeted out the link if you do want to check it out. Going from Periscope to YouTube seems like, it's a seamless process. It's just a matter of getting the people in the streams. So, I love the fact that we can go live after a big Celtics game, nothing like this, live after a big Celtics game and be talking to thousands of people at once. That's going to be something that's going to be tough to do because we haven't built the audience on YouTube yet. You know what I mean? I feel like most people wouldn't be talking straight numbers with you guys, but that is a worry of mine. I know I'm still going to be doing the show. I still know the real ones are going to be joining, and I'm still going to be talking to chat. I get that, but I do like the fact that I do acknowledge the fact that it's not as convenient for the viewer. It's no different for me. I press the start streaming button, and I just have to map out where it goes to. No different for me. It's just tougher on you guys, but I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Hannibal says, love your show, dude. Appreciate you checking in. Guys, we've taken this show for a couple seasons ago to, I can go watch some of those old ones, holy crap, it's just the camera's blurry. You couldn't hear what I was saying. I'm using my phone as, I don't know. The fact that we have the chat on the stream right now, we can pull up a box score just like this. This stream has gone to some new places, so I'm pretty pumped with what we've done with it. But all right, guys, we are going to close up shop if we don't have any more comments. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the Guy Boston Sports channel. Again, you can either search Guy Boston Sports to find the show next time, or you can just click on my link that I tweeted out. But either way, it's been fun talking Celtics with you guys. We got to talk about a dub. Happy New Year to everyone out there, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow to talk about probably a pretty intense game, win or loss, against the Raptors. So peace out.